Welcome to the online learning platform of Department of Civil Engineering, BMS Institute of Technology and Management. So in today's lecture, we will see how verification of Bernoulli's equation is being done. So this experiment is prescribed for the fourth semester students of BTU in the laboratory, fluid mechanics and hydraulic machines. So we'll quickly glance through what Bernoulli's equation is. So Bernoulli's equation is an energy equation wherein the energy is presented in mainly three forms, that is pressure, velocity and elevation of any fluid with no energy exchange. So the relationship among these three forms of energy, the three forms of energy are pressure, velocity and elevation in fluid. Three forms of energy was first stated by Daniel Bernoulli, and it's been based on conservation of energy principle. So Bernoulli's theorem is pertaining to a flow streamline based on three assumptions. That is, the flow is steady flow, incompressible flow, and there is no losses from the fluid friction. So these are the three basic and important assumptions: steady flow, incompressible fluid, and there is no loss from fluid friction. But it's an idealized condition. So the practical application of Bernoulli's equation is it provides a mathematical meaning to understand the mechanics of fluids. So it ranges from aerodynamics to seepage through soil. So you can understand the aerodynamics of an airplane, calculating wind load on buildings, designing water supply and sewer networks, then measuring flow using devices such as weirs, venturimeters, estimating seepage through soil. So Bernoulli's equation is a standard equation that any civil engineer or a mechanical engineer should be aware of. So the method typically consists of you have a setup wherein the equation is verified with the use of a tapered duct or venturi system. You have already seen this in venturimeter and orifice meter. And it is being connected through manometers to measure the pressure head and total head at known points. So the equation or the Bernoulli's equation is P1 plus half rho V square plus rho GH1 equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. So P1 is the pressure energy at the location 1, P2 is the pressure energy location 2. 1 by 2 rho V1 and 1 by 2 rho V2 square are nothing but kinetic energy per unit volume at location 1 and at location 2. Rho GH1 and rho GH2 are potential energy per unit volume at location 1 and 2 respectively. So this is the typical setup to measure Bernoulli's equation. Thank you.
Welcome one and all. This is the online learning platform of Department of Civil Engineering, BMS Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. I am Dr. Rajesh Gopinath and along with me is Mr. Vinod BR. We are in the Fluid Mechanics lab, and in today's session we will be explaining to you with respect to Bernoulli's theorem apparatus. So what are the learning objectives of this experiment? First, to understand the measurement of flow properties of fluids in pipes. Secondly, to realize the significance of Bernoulli's equation and the applications in civil engineering. And thirdly, to classify the various flows and deduce the total energy line, hydraulic gradient line and datum line for pipe flow. So, students, in the previous video which has been shared with you, you have already learned the theoretical concept, the application and significance of this experiment. Nevertheless, to reiterate, to repeat, we are all aware that this experiment, which speaks about Bernoulli's equation in a given venturi meter, is to verify that the total energy of flow is constant across all the points. That is, based on the law of energy conservation, Bernoulli's equation states that in a steady and incompressible flow of inviscid fluid, the sum of potential head, that is Z, pressure head P, and kinetic head, that is V square by 2G, is constant across all the points. Okay, with this information, with this introduction to the theoretical concept, let me explain to you and show you the various aspects or parts of this experimental setup. Firstly, we have to have the sump or the sink which houses the water for the experiment. Please remember that you need to ensure that the water is clean and free of or devoid of any floating or suspended particles. Now, behind the sump, you have the pump and motor setup. This is to transport or relocate the water into the storage tank. Okay, so now you have a regulatory valve here, that is for regulation of flow rate. For this experiment, we shall be doing only at one fixed flow rate, so we are not going to turn this. Okay, then you have a temporary storage structure wherein the water will be falling from, will be taken from the sump into this structure. So in this tank, the collecting tank, you have a piezometer. But in the experiment, we are not going to take any readings or consider them. Okay, now comes the most important part. So we saw the sump, we saw the motor and pump, we saw the temporary collecting tank, we saw the regulatory valve. Now let us come to the most important part, that is your Venturi meter. Okay, so as you can see here, the water from the collecting tank. Okay, so this is your convergent section, throat, and the divergent section, and at all these sections at multiple points there are pipes which are being connected to piezometers. Totally there are 10 pipes which have been connected, each of them which is leading to a piezometer. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means each scale there behaves as 2 piezometers. Okay, each scale is behaving, so there are totally 10 piezometers. All right, so basically this is going to help us in determining the water level rise with respect to the point they have been connected in Venturi meter. So then we have the major tank. Okay, now this is very important for us because the constant head or the datum, okay, is calculated with respect to this tank, and to assist in the calculation we have a piezometer. So please remember, we need to take the reading with respect to this tank and this piezometer. Now what do we have next? We have another collecting tank. Now in this collecting tank the water will be collected. We also have a piezometer. This is basically to carry out the experimentation for the constant head or constant time. Okay, so with this basic experimental setup, now we shall move on to the conduction part. Okay, welcome one and all to the online learning platform at Department of Civil Engineering, BMS Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. We are in the Fluid Mechanics Lab, and I am Rajesh Gopinath. Along with me is Mr. Vinod BR, and here we are with respect to the experiment on Bernoulli's theorem, that is verification of Bernoulli's theorem for a Venturi meter. Okay, in the previous 2 videos, the first video you had learned the significance of this experiment and the total theoretical concepts, and the second video you had understood what are the various parts of this experimental setup. In this video we shall explain to you the walkthrough, that is how should you carry out this experiment. You are aware that once you switch on the instrument, due to the noise generated you will not be able to hear our instructions. So the actual experimentation conduction will be shown in the next video. So now I will show to you, I'll demonstrate to you how to do this experiment without the instrument actually being switched on. Hence it's a walkthrough. Step number 1, you have to make sure that there is sufficient clean water in your sump. Okay, please remember it should be devoid of any impurities, any silt, dust, because this, if it's so, it will clog your pump and pipe. So first step, having ensured that there is water in your sump and you're already carried out ensuring that the water is clean and priming is also done, first step is you switch on this instrument with this green button. Now the moment you switch on this instrument with this green button, water from the sump will be relocated to this tank up with the help of the centrifugal pump and motor arrangement. So if you observe very carefully, water from here will be taken through the pipe which is inside the sump, which has a strainer. From here this water is pumped or sucked, it enters here in the black pipe, then it enters a white pipe. Okay, so water is basically relocated, and then the water comes up here. So water is actually pumped from the sump up to this point. Here you have a a regulatory valve. So this regulatory valve or gate valve is used to regulate the flow rate. For this experiment, we shall maintain one fixed flow rate itself. So you don't have to tamper with this, you don't have to change this. So whatever is given here, for this given flow rate only, experiment will be conducted. So for this fixed flow rate, water will be entering into this temporary storage structure. All right, so once the water enters this temporary storage structure, okay, at one particular junction, water will enter the Venturi meter. It will flow from this junction to the convergent throat and divergent section. The water will be flowing, and the water, as it is flowing here, please remember, obviously water will also enter these pipes. When it is entering these pipes, the water will definitely flow through them into the piezometer. Okay, so please remember, water enters a temporary structure, enters the Venturi meter. From the Venturi meter, water enters these pipes. From the pipe, it goes into the piezometer. All right, so the water is also flowing into this secondary structure. So this is your main tank for your constant head. So water enters this tank. Here we have to make sure that the water which is entering the tank should be retained. So you need to close this valve, the green valve. If you open this valve, all the water which is collected in this tank will fall into the sump, and you can't conduct the experiment. So close it, so the water level rises. Okay, now you need to wait. You need to wait until water reaches a constant head in this tank. All right. So let us say it takes about 1 minute or less than that, depending on the flow rate at which you are operating, for the water to rise. So you have to constantly observe. Once, let us say, the water has reached a fixed head, that is, after this the water is not rising. That is based on the fixtures inside the tank. Let me show you. So you can see that there is a pipe inside this. So what it does is, after a particular height, the water will enter that pipe and go to the sump. So which means you need to wait until the water level reaches this pipe. Okay, so let us say, for the sake of experimentation, let us say it is 35 centimeters. So the moment you see that water is not rising above 35 centimeter, it means it has reached the constant head. And now you can start the experiment. You need to note down this reading, that is your datum or a constant head. So for this reading, what you need to do is, you must record the readings in piezometer. In all the 10 piezometers, you must read the various water levels which has risen. Okay, please note down these readings, and then you must enter these readings in the tabular column. Yes, another video has been shared with you in which the explanation, tabulation, calculation has been explained further. Now what is that you have to do further? Okay, so I'll repeat. You have this reading which is fixed. Then you also take one-time readings for all 10 piezometers. Then what you need to do is, we still need to find out the velocity head. For that, you have to come down to the collecting tank. Okay, so in this collecting tank, basically the water which was falling was entering here and going to the sump. So you need to make sure that you close it. So when you close it, the water will start rising in this tank. When the water is rising in the tank, for a constant head or a constant time, that is, keeping a head constant, how much time does it take for it to rise? Use a stopwatch. Or keeping a time constant, how much water level rises. For multiple iterations, okay, you need to carry out this experiment. So more the number of readings you have, lesser the instrumental and manual error. So my dear friend, this is how and as simple it is to conduct the experiment for verifying Bernoulli's equation. In the next video, we'll show you the actual conduction. Thank you. Welcome one and all to the online learning platform at Department of Civil Engineering, BMS Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. I'm Rajesh Gopinath. Along with me is Mr. Vinod PR. We are in the Fluid Mechanics Lab. And in this video, we are showing you the actual conduction for verification of Bernoulli's theorem. in a Venturi meter. Please remember, once the instrument is switched on, you will not be able to hear our voices due to the noise. Already in the previous video, we have explained to you the walkthrough. So kindly follow the hand movements to understand the actual conduction. So step number 1, I am switching on the instrument. All right. So this is the conclusion of your experimentation on Bernoulli's theorem verification. Please remember, in the next video, you will be actually learning how to make the tabulations, how to carry out the analysis. Please remember the most important points for tabulation. This is the constant head Z. This is one value which doesn't change. Here you have 10 different pressure head values. Here you have rise in water level, which is for finding out velocity head. So let me remind you, you're talking about determination of total head. So fixed head, that is your datum, okay, pressure head and velocity head. So these three input values you have to enter into your record observation. You will be explained in detail how to make those entries. So this is Rajesh and Vinod signing out. Thank you.
Good morning, students. You would have seen the previous video of the experimental setup for the verification of the Bernoulli's equation. In the setup, we have a Venturi meter where piezometers are attached to 10 different points along the Venturi meter. In this video, you will be looking at the tabulations and calculations that are required for proving the Bernoulli's theorem. So the observations that you will require are the area of the collecting tank, rise of water in the collecting tank in meters. Here we take 5 centimeter rise, so 0.05 meters. The length of the pipe inserted to have the balancing head of Z. The formulae that will be required are actual discharge given by A into H by T, where A is the area of the measuring tank, H is the rise of water in the collecting tank, T is the time for rise, the velocity of flow to be determined as Q actual divided by the area of cross section of the venturing meter, and the total head calculated as the piezometric head plus velocity head plus balancing head. In the tabulations, P1 to P10 indicate the 10 points where the piezometer is connected, and the piezometric head in terms of pressure head can be measured. The area of cross section given by the manufacturer for each of those points are recorded in millimeter square. The actual discharge is calculated. Velocity is computed for each of these points, and the total head is recorded from points P1 to P10. It can be seen that the total head at each of those points 1 to 10 are relatively constant. So, which proves the Bernoulli's equation that total pressure head in a pipe flow is constant at any point. So here calculations, area of collecting tank was 0.048 meters square. The balancing head used was 0.35 meters. The actual discharge was computed as 1.714 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube per second. So the velocity in the first point will be calculated as Q actual divided by the area of cross section at point 1 as given by the manufacturer, and it was computed as 0.35 meter per second. Therefore, the total head at point 1 will be the pressure head taken from piezometer reading in the tabulation in the previous slide plus V square divided by 2G plus the datum or balancing head Z. So at point 1, we have the value of 0.74. Similarly, the total head will be calculated for all the points up to the point 10, and we observe that you have almost the same values as the total head. So this verifies the Bernoulli's equation. Thank you.